Louis, obviously coming off the back of Saturday, a quick turnaround for you heading into Tuesday's game against Blyth. However, the boys looking in training this morning overall after what was a disappointing game on Saturday, of course.
The lads are in good spirits this morning. We went in to go and see the boys to do our debrief and do a little bit of preparation on Blyth ahead of tomorrow's game, and the boys were playing some music. There was a good vibe in the change room, which is exactly what we want. We never want to be too high after a win or too low after a defeat. And especially after watching the game back, myself, Mike, Ian and Chris we came to a conclusion that over the majority of the game against Fylde on Saturday, we played well and we had the better chances. Unfortunately, we conceded some goals which weren't like us, which seemed to have sucked a little bit of energy or a little bit of belief at the time, but ultimately we were the better team. We did create good chances in the final third, and on a different day that good performance would have definitely led to a victory. So that's kind of been transcended into the group and how they're feeling and where we're looking forward to tomorrow's game.
And of course a big derby fixture tomorrow. Tensions are always quite high in games like this. It's sort of the first time we've played against Blyth since 2019 as well, so sort of supporters have had to wait for a little while to have a derby fixture here. But I mean, how important would a win be tomorrow?
It's going to be a big game for the fans. Like you just mentioned there, it's been a few years since we've played them at home. Obviously, we're still a little bit sore from the loss after New Year, and it's just getting the balance between bouncing back from Saturday, taking every game as it comes, but we know that there's going to be a bit more heightened emotions and intensity around the game being a derby, but we've just got to come with that practical approach of applying our game plan, bringing the intensity that we have provided across the majority of our games, and if we hit them two markers, we know that we've got more than enough to win the game.
Do you feel as a derby, it's one where you try to avoid falling into sort of playing the occasion necessarily? I suppose Blyth as the away team might want to play up to that and kind of drag us into how they want you to play, but especially here at home where you've played so well so many times this season, it's I suppose all about your game, as you say, isn't it?
For sure. All them extra factors that come with a derby game are things that kind of deter you from the fundamentals of what provides a good platform for us to win a game of football, to put a good performance in, and for us to be as effective as possible and maximise our strengths. So as long as we match that heightened intensity, which obviously the opposition will bring, we just need to combine that with a steely approach in terms of being mentally charged for the game, physically charged for the game, but that we have that composure and confidence and concentration to just approach the game as another game, so that we don't get carried away with just Blyth as the opposition.
Yeah, and in terms of the team news and sort of the fitness of the boys, obviously Jack Hunter came off at half-time against Fylde. Sort of what's kind of the situation with him at the moment? So
Jack's going to be out for tomorrow's game following league protocol due to his injury on Saturday. So that's going to provide some opportunities for some players that have been chomping at the bit the last few weeks to try and get their chance and to get their start. So there will be a few changes from Saturday's starting 11, but it's going to strengthen us in different areas. Whenever we make changes, we use the word rotation, but we genuinely mean it in the fact that we will change in personnel, but we never see it as a stronger or a weaker starting 11. It's a team is picked on its merits in terms of our game plan, where we think we can really maximise hurting opposition weaknesses. So whoever comes into the starting 11 will be ready and will be really confident that is going to strengthen us for tomorrow's game.
Yeah, and Paul Blackett as well, obviously missing from the squad at the weekend. Seems like a bit of a longer kind of injury layoff for him. But I mean, how much of a blow is it sort of for you to obviously lose him as an option, having sort of hit double figures already, in even sort of the amount of minutes he's kind of been able to play so far?
It is a big blow. Paul is tremendously effective in terms of what he does and what we ask him to do at the top end of the pitch. You know, if you look at his goals per minute ratio, it's up there as the highest at the club and potentially the highest in the league. So that's always a threat, and that's always things that teams are going to look at, and it's going to give us automatically a psychological edge. Naturally, you want that competition between all the forwards, so that, you know, whichever three are picked, you know, it's the three that are going to be in a rich vein of form, and ultimately that we're going to have the best three out attacking options out of what we have in the squad out on the pitch at one time. He'll bounce back. He'll bounce back stronger, and we'll be looking forward to him to returning, because it's not just what he brings on the pitch, you know, what he brings off the pitch in terms of contributes to the group and that togetherness. He's a very, very valued member of the group.